out, first thing, job number one, obviously going to see my granddad. That's the reason I was out. Went straight to Carlisle, I went and seen him. Walked into his house and his bed was downstairs and he'd lost a lot of weight, you know, and he'd been given a week to live. I went in and I held his hands and his eyes were stuck together with like sleep, if you like. He couldn't open his eyes and I said, Grandad, and he heard my voice. He was like, is that Danny? He put his hand out and I held his hand. And you know, he said some of the nicest things that he's ever said to me, you know, and I'll never ever forget that day. And I promised him, you know, I was going to get better. And I promised him I was going to be the best person that I could be, you know, because I hadn't been. He thought I was away working. You know, we couldn't even tell him that I was in prison because it'd have killed him. You know, I mean, it was just that, I was just that much of his like blue-eyed boy, if you like. Mm-hmm. So I held his hand and my mum and that was saying he has yogurts in the morning. So I was sat there for about the best part of 2 hours. It was difficult seeing him like that, but I says, I'm going to come back in the morning and I'm going to give you your yogurt. And I went home and he was dead within the hour. And ultimately, you know, I have so much gratitude for that moment, for being able to get that opportunity, you know, to hold his hand in his dying hour, for him to say some of the things that he said to us. It was powerful, man.
What did he say if that one was?
Well, me and my mum had a big fallout.
Yep.
And you know, he told me he forgave me for that. You know, and he told
he was your mum's dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and he told me that
you had a serious fallout?
Yeah. I mean, he stopped talking to me.
Okay.
You know, which was my own fault.
Yeah.
But he said that me and my mum, you know, are the closest two people to him ever. And he says, and I need you two to get on before I move on, was his words. You know, before I move on, I need you two to get on. You know, and he said, anything that you want, Danny, you can have. You know, he said, and I've seen it in you since you were a young lad. You know what I mean? He says, you can have anything you want. He says, and you've always chose to have nothing. And he says, why don't you choose to have everything? And you can have it, you know? And I was fighting back the tears just speaking to him, and I had to stay strong.